was born. James born.
Somewhere way out there is a lighthouse. You can't see it at all, though. This is kind of whiteout conditions. This is our nor'easter. This is our highway right in front of our house. I know it's not a really busy highway, but a little bit snow covered, but also the snow gets blown off. And that's our Nova Scotia flag sitting there, flapping away, twisted on itself. There you go. Nor'easter. Hi. This is Mrs. Stitches, and this is my Flosstube. I'm Sheila, and this is episode number 9. I thought I'd film today, and hopefully the power will stay on. We are just about right smack in the middle of a nor'easter again. For those keeping count, this is the 4th weekend in January, and this is our 3rd nor'easter, all on weekends. Today is Saturday, January 29th, I believe. You need to leave that alone. Oh. And Kat's playing with one of the frayed edges of Overcovid, and I don't want her to do that. That's the first time she's ever done that. So, hi everybody. Welcome all my new subscribers. I didn't check this morning. I think I'm around 316. I'm not really sure. But welcome everybody. Welcome my returning subscribers. Thank you everybody for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. So here we are near the end of January, and I got some stitching to show. I'm going to show you 10 whips, I believe. I think I count. Oh, no, I'm going to show you 9 whips and 1 finish. Almost fully finished. I have to do a little bit of fine tuning, but I did just a quick and dirty fully finish on it. So I'm going to kind of haven't fully decided on that. But anyways, so it's been 2 weeks, and right after my last Flosstube, the 24 hours of cross stitch was about to start. I think I filmed on the Thursday and it started on the Friday. No, that's not quite right. But anyways, I filmed on the Wednesday and it was gonna happen on the Friday. So Thursday, my husband and I decided to go for a grocery shop. And we had seen in the weather forecast that it was going to snow. But we thought it wasn't going to happen until about 3 in the afternoon. So we caught an early ferry and got into Digby and started our shop, and we hit 2 shops right away. And as we were finishing up at the 3rd shop, we could see it was raining to start with, and then there were just a few flakes every once in a while. And we thought, oh, okay. And then it was, and we, kind of like, oh, here it comes, but it still seemed more rain than snow. And it was so when we go shopping, we're in a town, Digby, and we have to drive to another town, East Ferry, to catch the ferry back to our island, Long Island. And that drive, the ferry only runs once an hour, going from East Ferry to our island at Tiverton. It's on the half hour that it leaves East Ferry. And the other way, it's on the hours, leaving the island. And so we have to leave Digby. It's about a 40-ish minute drive. Thereabouts 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the traffic. You want to leave between 1:45 and on the hour later. So it was about 5 to 10. We had finished our major shopping. And it's like, do we go to the ferry? Or there were 3 other shops we could go to. And so we decided to go to these other shops. It wasn't snowing very heavily. So one of them was a thrift store. And in the thrift store, I always look for cross-stitch things. I found a couple of kits. They're really small kits, but there's this kit here. and it's got the pattern, the threads, and Aida, 14 count Aida. So that was 50 cents. I don't know if you saw that, 50 cents. They had about 6 of them, and this was the other one I got. Again, 50 cents. And I thought, well, you know, you get some threads with that, a chunk of Aida. I think it's actually a pretty good size Aida. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of neat. And then the big win, also 50 cents, was these hoops that you can hang all framed. Oh, I thought that was awesome. 50 cents I got 2 of those. Isn't that great? So that was my big win. I also got some books. I always look for books. I was actually specifically there to look for some books for my husband's birthday. The whole reason I was in Digby was to try to buy him some Christmas or birthday presents. But I didn't find any. I just found stuff for myself. He found some stuff for himself, so that was good. As we were driving, I mentioned that it was the 24 hours of cross stitch the next day, and I didn't know what to do. I wasn't motivated. I didn't want to do my usual either 24 hours consecutive or do what I did, the ribbon around the clock. I wasn't prepared to do that. And talking to him, we came up with the idea of, let's see, 3 days times 8 is 24. So I could easily find 8 projects, work an hour on each project each day, and do that for the 24 hours. So since then, I have touched for 3 days consecutive 8 different projects. Now on top of that, one of them was my precipitation day project, and I decided not to do that. One of the days didn't have any rain or snow, and so that day I brought in, and I also knew I was going to finish one, so I brought in Tempus Fugit also. So I had a 9th one, and then I also worked on my temperature tree every day, and I didn't count that because that only takes a few minutes. So let's start with the temperature tree. So this is my temperature tree. We only have January's branch. We still have 3 more leaves to stitch in, but that's my temperature tree. So the green is mostly, I brought up my, I just wanted to show you. So you'll see this funny burgundy one there. That's a really cold. The blues are cold. I believe the yellows are actually warm, and the green is sort of, it's plus, but it's the coldest plus. So just wanted to show you, oops, I always do that, how I arranged my colors. So this was one of our really cold. It was a high of -8, but I wrote the temperatures, oh, it's not going to focus, right on the Aida. So I have the color on one side, but I also wrote the temperature on the other side. So it's really easy. So that, and then I got all my colors, all the temperatures in here. So in my little thing. Mostly I had warm on one side and cold on the other side, but they kind of all mixed up, so that's fine. So that's my temperature tree. 3 more leaves to go for January, and then we're on to the next branch up February, but I am loving it. It is kind of odd, this one -8 here. There was one day here where it actually was like, felt like a high of -13. But it was actually warm at midnight, so it got colder as the day progressed. So at midnight it was like +2, so its high ended up being +2. So that was kind of a weird day where it really felt colder than what I recorded. Next in order here that I got is my cells. So I have 2 cells I'm working on right now. So one is Paint with Stitches. Mystery cell, and so she is releasing a semi-full coverage. It's full coverage in areas type thing, I think. Who knows? She's doing it like a puzzle piece, so they're not squares that are coming out, but this is what we've gotten so far. No clue as to what it is. And the whole thing, I think, is going to fit in this piece with just a couple inches to spare. But I think all this black at the bottom might be water or ground. And who knows what that is there. We've had lots of guesses. It could be a bird. It might be, now that I look in the thing, it looks sort of like the bottom of a bird sitting there. I don't know. So on February 11th, the next piece will come out. So, and there are going to be 11 pieces altogether. My other stitch along or cell is Tarot. We're waiting for February 1st for the first card to come out. 2 cards will come out each month. And so I'm still working on the frame. There's going to be 25 5x5 and then 2 extra with some more words at the bottom. So I got a ways to go on that, but I wanted to concentrate on some other things. So this one, I was doing daily 333, which would get me done by the end of January, but I got sidetracked on that. So this one, haven't been working on it much, but I will. I will do that slowly. There's other things taking up my time. Let's see. Oh, what else did I work on? Okay, since the weather, it has, I didn't bring up my journal book, but I'll show you with the card. These are how many days I've stitched on my precipitation project. I still have to stitch today, and it's snowing. Mostly it's been snowfall, so probably rain. We maybe had probably 6 days. So I think on January 26th, 20 days it had precipitated. So this is the river. I will show you the finish piece. This is the finished piece, Modern Folk Embroidery, the river. Oh, I think I got that upside down. Yeah, I do. Sorry. Here, let me take it out of the bag. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's the river. And so it reads, the river that flows in you also flows in me. And what I did on this was I changed this row of numbers. So as you can see, it was the alphabet and then it was 1 to 19. And I changed the numbers 6 to 19 to birth years. So I just looked historically at my mother, then my grandmother, then my great-grandmother, then my great-great-grandmother, my great-great-grandmother. And so this I won't do upside down, is right here. So there's the birth years. I might put a dot between each year to just separate them. I'm kind of just waiting. I might even do it in a different color, maybe black or bright blue or something, but that's my river. So I'm coming along. I think I'm probably guessing I'm about 1/3 of the way done. So I expect to get this done this year. Even if right now I'm just working on precipitation days. And we'll see how far that takes me. Maybe at the end of the year, if I haven't, I'll just do it on every day. But I think with the way it's been going, I've been getting lots done on the precipitation days. So those are my 2 stitch alongs that I got going right now. Then let's see. Oh, let's just throw my finish in part way. So this is out of Just Cross Stitch magazine. It was, the Zombie Frog on page 25, and by Kathleen Ballou, I believe. And I have to put this in a bit better inside the frame. I have to stitch it down. I just put it in quickly, but that's my Zombie Frog. Oh my God, I loved him. I loved him so much. Once I started, I wanted to keep going. My husband thinks he looks like a surfer dude, surfer frog, not a zombie frog. He had stitches on his lips, and I didn't do that. I didn't like it. I created all my own colors because it was charted in Sullivan's and there was no DMC conversion. I just went through my stash and picked colors I liked that were similar to what was, and I'm very happy with it. So that, yeah, I just love him. We'll show him one more time. My Zombie Frog. Isn't he cute? Isn't he cute? That's such a Darcyism, but I love him. He's so adorable. Just, yeah, he makes me happy. So I was sort of undecided on how to finish that. Kind of thought maybe a pillow and then the frame. So I think I'm going to go with that frame, and then I was going to maybe sticky board it, and I can't find, I think I have some pieces of sticky board left over from when I sticky board before, or I could, it's right now wrapped around a piece of cardboard, and I could just strap it in. So I might just do that. Okay, next I will show is each month I personally make a goal of doing progress on 3 projects that I want to get done in the year. And so in the first half of the month, I'm working on 2 projects, which are Fruits of Plenty and Twisted Band Sampler. And in the second half of the month, which we're in now, I'm working on Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow. So this month I am working on this square here. And this is block number, I believe it's block number 10. Block number 10, yes. I'm working my way around, so I've done these, and I'm on this one. I finished this. This so far has been my favorite block, and I didn't think it would be, but it's my favorite block so far. Not done yet, but I still have 3 days left in this month. I'm hoping to finish up tonight. I'm going to take it out of the, I'll keep it in the hoop for the moment, but maybe I'll just keep it in the hoop because you've seen the other stuff already. So again, I don't know what it is, but some things just make me happy. Let me just move. Jacob, you're going to get moved. Take my needle minder off so you can see it in its full glory. I didn't enjoy doing the owl. The owl was a bit, but I did this guy last night and this one last night, and those were fun. And even this black work there was enough broken up that you got some blocks of color and then some. So I only have just a corner down there to do. I'll take it out because I'm going to have to take it out anyways to do the next and just show you it. Really wrinkled, but there's the full Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow so far. So just a little bit left. I should be able to finish that off tonight or at least tomorrow. So, and then if I have the one more day, I might do the next black square. I have lots happening in February. Actually a little nervous about it, but I'll get to that in a bit. So I got, I think I have 4 new starts for the whole month of February. And then the tarot cells, 2 cards will come out. So those are sort of like mini starts. And then my other cell will have its release on the 11th. So there's a lot happening. But it's all self-imposed. So you just do what you want. So might as well show you while I'm talking about it. Let's show you one of my new starts I'm going to do. So WhipGo, my WhipGo board, I can't remember the numbers that were drawn. I think they were 5 and 17. Don't quote me on that. You can find it out there yourself. But one of mine is a Christmas start. So last month it was a Halloween start, and this month it was a Christmas start. So I'm doing this. This is one of my Just Nans that I got, and it's actually can be any season. And it's called Christmas Jewel, and I got beads, so it'll be my first time beading. So that one's exciting. So I got all my fabrics ready, so I'm ready to get started on that. And then my other one that I'm to work on is Tempus Fugit. And so that I was working on during my 24 hours of cross stitch. It was my backup piece, so when it wasn't a day to work on the river, or when I finished Zombie Frog, I put time on this. So I had a wheel and I spun it, and I would just put in an hour. I'd set my timer and I'd work a solid hour on whatever was my thing. So got some stitches in around here and a bit more of this wallpaper. So this month I'm gonna try to get at least 500 stitches in on it and probably work 2 days on it. So I'm excited about that. So, oh, I just realized I forgot. Oh, I got it here. Okay, good. Another one that I was working on, and speaking of WhipGos, is, and last month I had, it was a Halloween start, and one of my old Halloween projects from this edition of Cross Stitch magazine, and it was specifically this pattern, which is Ready to Party. I don't like the name, but that's just me. And so I call it the Owl and the Cat. This is by Elizabeth Spurlock. And interestingly enough, in this other cross-stitch magazine, in this other cross-stitch magazine, she had, it's obvious, but she had another pattern, which is very similar. So this is my Ready to Party, or I call it the Owl and the Cat, and I got some time in it. And I was gonna, so with it, I had picked 2 days to work on it. I have actually worked 4 days on it because I worked on it 3 days during 24 hours cross stitch. So I thought, well, I'm gonna get 500 stitches on it. And each hour, this one's slow to stitch, I get around 120. I was counting, it was difficult counting. So I'm gonna put one more day in on this on the 31st because that's Halloween. So I really want to finish this year, but I don't know if I'm going to make it. There is still a lot to go, but we'll see. I'm going to give it a good old try. So that's my Owl and the Cat. It is stunning. It is stunning. Lots of mistakes in it, but mistakes. And what I say about mistakes. So then we have one of my other ones. This one I was working on because a card told me to work on a silhouette. Don't think I'm going to do the cards anymore. I think I'm going to hold on to them and I'll do them in the future. But right now I got too much going on. So don't think I'm going to have the cards dictate what I'm doing anymore. But this is going to be, I have 3 for sure, focus pieces for 2022. This probably will be my next focus piece. I was going to do my focus pieces based on seasons, but it all depends on how many stitches are left. So my final one I'm going to show you is my focus piece that I'm going to finish by March 21st, and I'm totally on track. This is another focus piece. Excuse me. What's that dot there? Oh, it's just a fluff. This is called Murder Row, and I have one more crow coming up. So this is a photo we took down near where Overcovid. My husband took the picture. It was sunrise, and there were these are old boards left from a dock. You don't go on it anymore. It says enter at your own risk, but essentially the dock is totally unstable, but these boards stand up really high, and there were 4 crows sitting on, there's five posts upright. So this post is the only one without a crow, and there'll be one more post over here with a crow. The crow's going to be coming in right there. And so I call this Murder Row. And it's just, yeah. I love the colors. I love the silhouette of it all. So that's my Murder Row. I got in, since last I showed you, just about all of this. So I'm working down. This is a page. If I work all my way down, I'll have a page finished. I was doing it by, I can't remember how I was doing it. But anyways, that was, this month I was kind of working on it when I had a chance. Now for Overcovid, I'll show it to you first in the Q-snap. So in the Q-snap, there we go. And so this will be the finish. I am right now just a tiny bit over just about 9,000 stitches left. I think I'm at 9,100 or something. I got to, after today's, I haven't done today's yet, 200. I will be under 9,000 stitches left. Like I said, I'm targeting for March 21st. I'm doing these by seasons. So that's the first day of spring, I believe. I am targeting to finish these focus pieces. So here is Overcovid. This is taken from our cove that we have, our town. is somewhere down around about here. It's being blocked by the Legion. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. The town is behind. This picture was taken with the town at the back. This is actually looking out to the open sea. So this was a total of 120,000 stitches, 119,000 something. And you can see I only got 9,000 left. Getting there. Oh, sorry, I got my big old, oops, big old needle minder sitting there. Let's show you again. So I am getting there. It is coming along. I'm very pleased with this. So I'm planning on taking this with me to Stitch North. That's coming up in April, late March, April. And that is part of the reason why I have a bunch of projects in February. There's a couple of reasons. Well, one, I showed you my Christmas start. And number two, last year I had been in a Colorado cross stitchers cross stitch camp, which was July, August, September. No, June, July, August. And the idea of it is you start and finish a project in the month, and then you're eligible to win some prizes. And so she's having one for the month of February. Her name, Colorado Cross Stitcher. If you're not watching her already, Sherry is her name. So in February you can start a cross stitch, anything you want to choose. In the summer months there were different guidelines. They were like, I think in June it was stitch something that you were inspired to do, stitch a new designer, and stitch a new either fabric or floss to you. This month in February it's going to be stitch a monochrome, so stitch only in one color. And I'm going to go grab my stuff. So I have, last year I belonged to the Early Stitchers by Primitive Hair and got patterns through that. I think we got 6 patterns. I'd only stitched one of the patterns. And I'm gonna stitch one of their patterns. I will insert a picture somewhere here. And it's called Stitches to Dream, or Stitching is to Dreaming. You know me, I'm never satisfied with what is actually charted. And so my motto this year, and I'm going to include a link to a story or a article. The article was talking about how this man is all about sort of not minimalism. He's more about, he had 1 year of living deeply where he took the thought that we have so much stuff that we don't use that I think this was 2019 or 2018, where he was going to dedicate the year to just living with what he has. So reading the books he has. For us cross stitchers, it would be stitching what we have. And so the year living deeply. And so taking that to one step in, so he had another article about how you have, I'm going to paraphrase it. This is my cat, Haney. Hi, Haney. Where to get value of something, yes, you first pay for it in money, but then you also have to spend the time and use it to actually get its full value. So if you just buy something and then have it in your house and never ever use it, you really only paid for it once and you don't really gain the value out of it. To get the full value out of it, you must spend the time. And so I'm actually going to create a cross stitch over the year somehow, some way. Charted, I'm still working on my brain, but essentially saying something along that lines that to get full value, you first pay with money and then you also spend the time, to something to that effect. So To Stitches to Dream didn't really resonate with me, and so instead I haven't fully charted out, but it's going to be something like Stitching from Stash, which is what my motto for this year is going to be. So this is Stash. This is a color that I got in my Facebook Marketplace purchase. It is JP Coats, color 6186, and I had 5 skeins of it. And so this is my fancy floss card that I've made. It's an old Trivia Pursuit card, and it was a duplicate we had tons of them. So I just punched some holes in it and put this 2 skeins of floss in here. And then I'm just doing this on one of my remnants of fabric. That was a platinum, I think it's 18 count Aida. So there you go. And I'm going to be starting that Feb 1st. And I'm going to try and get it done as quick as I can, because I got so many other things to do. So so that's one of my new starts. The other one was the Christmas Jewel, which I am getting all from Stash. Just 1 minute. So Christmas Jewel, I picked from my stash some of the called for colors, and then some I just substituted in different colors. So these are some of the colors. Again, using an old remnant piece of, this is, I believe, 28 count. I think it's Monaco. I'm not sure though. And then these are some of the colors, like a forest green, a gold, which I may or may not use. This is to do the beading with. Oh, a deep burgundy, really pretty. A rosy color, and another rosy color, and then another green. And then they called for pearl, that DMC pearl cotton. I don't have any of that DMC pearl cotton, but I picked this up at a thrift store, and when I was back west, I got 3 of these. And they're different, and I think, especially this white one, it says lily thread. It's a crochet cotton. I think it might work for just using as like in place of DMC, 1 strand or 2 strands. These I think are like the pearl cotton, to tell you the truth. I don't have any pearl cotton to compare with, but it actually says on it, it's in a different language. This is from Budapest. This one doesn't say it, but this one actually says pearl on it. It says pearl. Pearl embroidery yarn. And so I'm thinking that that's the same thing. So I'm gonna possibly use these. I'm gonna give them a try and just experiment and see how it works. So there's those starts, and then let's see, that's so many starts. You know, speaking of lots of starts, if you're not following Jen Lee of Quirks and Stitches, this year in 2022, to celebrate her 40th birthday, she's doing 222 starts. That is amazing. That's wild. I follow her. I enjoy following her. I love her 24 hours of cross stitch. And so I'm doing starts. I haven't decided. I'm trying to aim maybe for 58 starts. But right now I'm just winging it. I'm just doing what I want to do. So in January I had 5 new starts. And so far in this month, I think I have 4 planned. So I've talked about the Christmas Jewel, and I talked about the To Stitches to Dream, which I'm stitching from Stash. And the other one I'm going to do is Stitch North. Stitch North is coming up, and I have to do a small, so I'm gonna do a small. I'm still kind of trying to turn that over in my brain. It's gonna be probably taking a piece of another pattern and using a little bit of that and making it small. I'll probably do it in one of those frames that I showed you. And then my aunt is in a retirement place. She moved there just 2 years ago, a year. Anyways, I haven't seen her forever. And so she lives a couple hours from where I would land in Toronto. She's in Peterborough. And so I'm thinking I'm arriving a day early of renting a car and driving out and seeing her. And so I was going to stitch her a piece. So I'm thinking of starting that. I'd been holding off a bit because I wasn't sure with COVID if it was going to go on or not. The latest update I've seen is that it is going to go ahead. So I'm going to probably get started on that. I'm hoping to be able to do that in a week, but we'll see. And then the other one, the final one, is going to be started on Feb 19th, and it's a birthday start for my husband. It's on his birthday, and it will be, I will work on it for next year's birthday. And so I will be showing that to you probably next video, but, and you're going to see that one evolve all the way around the year. So that's going to be quite cool. So I'm really excited about it. So that's a lot. That is really a lot. But it's Stitch What You Want. And now it's Stitch from Stash. So that's what I'm working on. I got lots of floss, and I'm sure I can make up my colors and find things close that match. So it's kind of fun doing that, and kind of fun stitching from stash and being a little bit creative. So I think that's it for me. The storm is still raging. It's supposed to hit the highest winds probably pretty shortly, right about now. I'm going to just show you some things. Let's just see if we can just turn you around a bit. See out there. There we get the snow thing around our window. Oops. Right there, you can see the snow ring all around the window. And I can't flip it the other way, but I will show a video of what's going on out there at the end of this. So take care, everybody. Stay safe. Keep stitching on, and I will see you in 2 weeks, hopefully with some starts to show and lots of work to be done. Anyways, see you guys. Bye. This is our nor'easter. The height is supposed to be in a couple hours, but I'm going to film now. And you can't see the other island at all. The snow blows around. So big, huge snowfall warning, but I don't think it'll accumulate because it just blows away.